What's up, party people, Instagrammers? I am going live for Financial Friday with a friend from the East Coast, from Atlanta, Mr. Flamboyant. If you guys ever heard of Mr. Flamboyant, he had a song that came out, Lane, and I believe it went triple platinum. I'm not too sure. I gotta get the details from him, but I did a little skit for him for his video. We became friends that way, and he has risen up quite a few artists. There's one that I really like. It's a female. She sings a song "Hell of a Day." I think I've shared that with you guys. He also has a clothing line and is a producer. And so Mr. Flamboyant's gonna jump on right now. We're gonna go. So excited to have him. East Coast, so they're like 6 hours ahead of us. We're in Hawaii, right? And so hopefully, oh, there he is. What's up, Mr. Flamboyant? I'm wearing your gear. Yep.
I like that t-shirt.
I love it. I wear it to work out in too. Like, what's the video where you got the girls and they're doing their workouts in it, the hotties?
Oh, that's I'm so Fulton County.
Oh yeah, I love that. Those girls. Every time I watch that, I'm like, okay, it's time to go to the gym. Put your shoes on, get your butt in there. Right on. So thank you for joining us today. Super excited to have you on my show. And so tell us a little bit about, I know you got Mr. Flamboyant, you got the Fulton County, you got the J. Lawson Music. Tell us a little bit about those entities that you got going.
Yes. Right now we got J. Lawson Music Group. We got the clothing brand. You can go to the website www.jlawsonmusicgroup.com. We got me as an artist. We got the legend Kilo Ali, Atlanta legend. We got DJ Taz. We came together to join a group called Fulton County. That's why I made the song "I'm So Fulton County."
I love it.
Ebony Camille, she's a part of the label. I got an artist over in Zimbabwe. We got James Elan. He's doing good numbers. And my brand new artist, Bonafide Fly, which is doing good now. He's here in Atlanta also.
Awesome. And so you guys are in pretty much the mecca, right, of music in Atlanta?
Atlanta is the new Hollywood.
Right? That's what I heard. And I heard that hip hop is like, don't you guys got shows out there now too? Like,
yes, big concerts.
Yeah, we here in Hawaii, they've limited us big time with the COVID numbers. We just don't have a lot of facilities, a lot of hospitals in case people get sick, that kind of stuff. So they're still keeping us on the don't party. And us Hawaiians, we love to party. We call them luau's. So a couple things. You've been passionate about music. What motivated you to get into music? I know you got family that's in the music industry, right?
Yeah, that's been my biggest motivation, my family. For people that don't know, if you're tuning in, my cousin is Gladys, and I have an uncle, William Guest, who's part of the Pips. So Gladys Knight the Pips, that's in my blood.
Oh my God, Gladys! Is that Gladys Knight we're talking about?
Yeah.
I've had her music. My parents growing up, we listened to my dad. My dad was from San Francisco in Haight-Ashbury, so he was all into like the Jimi Hendrix, the Janis Joplin, the blues, jazz, all that stuff. So they turned me on to it. Yeah, that's an incredible bloodline to be coming from music. And so you started building your passion coming from that background, and then you got some artists going. I noticed that you've been good on social media. I've actually learned quite a bit from you collaborating with me. And so how has social media changed the industry?
Social media is a plus. It's a plus. You know, back when I first started doing music, we didn't have social media, so you had to be out in the clubs all the time at different events. You know, your face had to be out there. But with social media, you can do it from your house now. It makes it so much easier.
That's awesome. For a lot of our viewers, if you guys go take a look at his videos, right? If you go to his website, say your website again.
www.jlawsonmusicgroup.com.
He looks like he's living the lifestyle. He's got the girls, they in bikinis, they shaking that booty. Like, so, it takes a lot to make videos. It takes a lot of investment and putting money into the business, right? You can't make money unless you put money in. How have you invested in this business to get you where you are now?
Like I said, I've been doing it. I've been doing music probably over 20 years now. So,
Nice.
the money that I made, I was signed to the major labels. I did all that good stuff. I was in a group called the Southside Click. For people down south, we had a thing called the Freaknik down here, which was real big. And my group
Freaknik,
was,
that was the one.
yeah,
That's the one
yeah,
I fell in love with. That's how I fell in love with your music. Was Freaknik? I remember. Yeah,
yeah.
it's like my favorite
We
ultimate
created
thing.
all that stuff because Atlanta is known for the strip clubs and all that good stuff. That's what Atlanta known for.
Well, if I get up there, you'll be taking me VIP, right? Awesome. So basically, you've been in this business. You've had family in this business. Did they have some type of established opportunity for you, or did you have to pretty much create all your opportunities?
I did it all myself.
That's hard work.
Yep. The little money that I made here and now from different record labels, I also produce and write for other artists too. The money that I made, I just saved my money, invested well, invested in stock market, real estate, because that's huge down here in Atlanta too. So
That's
just
awesome. We're blowing up over here. That's what I do for a living is real estate, and it's been absolutely crazy. We had an exodus of a lot of people from the West Coast coming in here to Hawaii. Yeah, real estate's hot right now.
yes, yes.
Have you had any big obstacles that you had to overcome? What would you say would be one of the biggest obstacles that you personally had to overcome in this industry or in regards to building your passion?
The biggest obstacle I've had is my name. Believe it or not, Mr. Flamboyant. Because E40, the rapper from the West Coast area, Bay Area, he got a couple albums, Mr. Flamboyant. But I'm actually Mr. Flamboyant. So, and me and him came out around the same time. So people get us confused a lot. That's probably been one of my biggest obstacles in the music business.
We used to call my dad Mr. Flamboyant. He was also a musician, right? And
Yep.
he's Hawaiian, and he always wear these aloha shirts, and he had a big fro, and he used to wear big hats, and he had a different style because he came from San Francisco as a Hawaiian, and so we used to call him Mr. Flamboyant. That's funny you mentioned that because my dad's friend's son actually was like, the only Mr. Flamboyant I know is E40. I'm like, well, you're gonna learn another one, But yeah, naming that can be a challenge. How were you able to overcome it?
I own the right to that name.
Well, there we go, right? That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. And so what's been your biggest win?
Say that one more time.
What's been your biggest win, or what's been your most feeling of glory and success? At what point so far in your life, and I know there's way more to come, but what would you say you felt like, this is how I want to feel right now. Like, this is awesome.
My first big experience when I was around 19 and 20, I met Tupac. To me, Tupac is the greatest rapper to ever do it. So
Yes.
I made him. He did a song with a rapper called MC Breed. They had a song called "I Gotta Get Mine, You Gotta Get Yours." Me and MC Breed was signed to the same label, Ichiban, down here in Atlanta, Georgia. So if anybody knows who Ichiban is, that's who put out Vanilla Ice, the Ice Baby song back in the days.
I was huge here in Hawaii. Ice, ice, baby. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, so that's my biggest moment meeting Tupac.
Wow, Tupac's awesome. Yeah, he was a real poet. He was a real poet. I kind of watched one of the documentaries on him where they were showing him, with Janet Jackson, and she was making it hard for him to be in the movie. She wanted to have like a STD test or whatever. And then he liked to party with the normal people, with the people he came from. And he had to deal with his industry stuff, and he had to do that. But he liked to sneak out and go to the house parties and mingle with the everyday, the people, the roots, right? I love those things about Tupac, and he's one of my favorite too. That's awesome. For those listening, do you have any advice for them if they want to follow their passion or invest in something that's been beating them on the head, like they know they're good at, but they just haven't really had the time or energy or even the belief in themselves? Is there anything you'd like to share with them in regards to that?
I'm glad you said that about investing, because I meet a lot of upcoming artists, And one thing you have to realize, you have to invest. You got to invest into yourself. So study your craft, whatever it is. You have to invest into yourself. You know, you just can't sit back and wait on nobody to do it for you, because a lot of artists I meet, you know, they waiting on the label, a major label, to come in and scoop them up and give them everything. It don't work like that, unfortunately. So a
Right.
lot of get signed to the major labels, they've already put in the work themselves into the streets and stuff. They make relationship with the DJs, the radio stations, and it's a lot of work that goes into it behind the scenes that people don't really get to see.
Oh yeah, I call that pounding the pavement. I just did a live with a girl that I used to babysit. Actually, she's a singer who did a little moment with American Idol, and she's actually coming out with the world premiere of her video tonight. I'll watch it. But basically, she had to pound the pavement from Hawaii. Like, we don't have a huge music industry here. We have a pretty good size, like, movie industry, but unless you get in like as an extra, it's really hard to get into that area. And so she actually had to, like, you know, invest in flying up to do the American Idol interviews and, you know, put herself out there, and then, you know, try to connect with the people that she had the opportunity to connect to. As a, you know, now with the social media, like you're saying, it's made a lot of things easier. Has it made some things harder for folks that are like literally, you know, these upcoming artists that want to pound the pavement? And has social media made it easier for them, or has it made it harder in that way?
In my opinion, I think it made it easier, because you don't actually need a record label to bag you now. Just as long as you got a budget behind yourself, you know, you can market yourself. So it
That's
just
true.
depends on
Yeah.
that person, how much you want to work. You got to put in the work. You get what you put into it. Put it like that.
Right. And I know you work hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got to.
What inspired you to go with the branding, the clothing brand, and all that stuff?
Just by my name, Mr. Flamboyant. So I love clothes. I love fashion. So I've always been like that. That's I got the name Mr. Flamboyant back when I was in school, middle school and high school. So I was always a flashy type guy. So jewelry and all that type different stuff. I was always different than everybody else.
Awesome. Yeah. So, you know, for a lot of people, they're afraid to be different. There's a lot of people out there who are afraid to stand out. My son's in middle school right now, and I actually took him shopping yesterday. He got a new, like, surf shorts. That's what we wear here in Hawaii. We ain't that flashy. You know, if you have new surf shorts, that's flashy. If you have a new hat, we got the kids, they got to wear face masks in school, which sucks. So I bought him a new face mask. I got him a new jacket. He wants to wear a jacket because it's starting to get rainy around here in Hawaii. And today when he got out of the car, he was like, "Damn, Mom, I look like picture day." And I was like, "Yeah, you gotta stand out in your new outfit today." And he like walked out, he like threw his backpack on like a champ, and he didn't even wave at me. He was like, "Out." But yeah, you know, standing out, because I try to stand out, right? I'm not a Mrs. Flamboyant, but I definitely try to do things differently. And my son sees that, and he's at that age where he's, you know, middle school age, where they're having hormones and they're like, what's cool and what's not cool. And he said, "Mom, you're weird," you know? And I'm like, "Weird?" I'm like, "Weird? What do you mean weird?" And he's like, "You know, because I stand out, and I don't really care what other people think, because I come with what we call true aloha." And I know you have that, is like, I come to people with love, you know, and
Yeah.
caring. And so sometimes it feels weird. And I remember when I went up to the East Coast, right? I used to model, I used to do runway and all that stuff. And I was in New York City for the first time. And here in Hawaii, when you walk down the street, you look people in the eyes, right? And you say hello, or you say aloha, or you say good morning. And I remember walking down the street in New York for the first time, and nobody would look me in the eye. And the only people who did were like kind of crazy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think I thought that I was kind of crazy too, you know, because I was like, "Aloha," or I was like, "Hello," you know. But so how would you say people can be different now in this industry? What is something that stands out right now?
That's a good question.
Because I mean, it seems like there's been so much stuff that's been played out. You know, we just watched the music awards, and there is some kind of like, we're kind of shocked at some of the things that are coming out right now. But there's definitely some standout stuff. What would you say is really standing out right now?
As far as music,
Yeah.
um, Let me see. I listen to a lot of Young Thug. He's one of the new rappers that's coming up. Cause he's real different.
Is he? What's his name again?
Young Thug.
Young Thug. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do we find him?
He performed at the last award show, the Grammys that they had.
Okay.
Yeah, him and Gunna. Yeah.
What is that? What is it that you notice that's different about him?
He's like me. He's flashy, so he
he appeals to you. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. He's real flashy. He wear different colors on stage. You know, he don't go with the normal stuff.
Right. What is his big song right now?
Oh, what's that song Thug got out? Oh, I can't think of the name right now.
I'll go look it up. Cool.
Yeah,
so fashion, you're saying like the fashion standing out.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Right on.
So
tell us what you guys got in work. What's coming out? What's coming up with Mr. Flamboyant? What should we be looking out for? We got
Bonafide Fly album coming out. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I got a lingerie line coming out too, so look out for that.
I've been watching that lingerie. You hit me on a couple of those tags. You got some of those beauties up in that lingerie. I like that. Yeah. So you got a lingerie line coming up. Is that going to be spotlighted in your music videos?
Yep, in the videos, and they're gonna be working on the deal right now with Victoria's Secrets.
Woo! Get it. That's awesome. And so you got a lingerie line coming out. You got any music we're going to be keeping? Any music or artists that we're going to have to keep our eye out for?
We got more music coming. You got to go on the website.
All right. Well, we'll be going on the website, jlawsonmusic.com, you guys.
I'm going to type that at the bottom.
What's that?
I'm finna type that in right there at the bottom.
Okay, yeah. Type it in for everybody out there. Okay, cool.
And you know, this is my first time live, so.
I know, you're doing great. I know, right on. That's awesome. I'm stoked. I'm stoked that you were willing to do it. A lot of people are afraid. They're like, oh my God, Lana, can we like just do a FaceTime practice first? And I'm like, sure, we can do a FaceTime practice, or we can do a phone conversation practice. But yeah, Mr. Flamboyant was like, Lana, just surprise me. Right on. Cool. Well, thank you for joining us. We're going to look out for your music. We're going to look out for your lingerie line. And we're going to just keep paying attention to what you're doing over there on the East Coast. Yeah. You have anything else you want to share to our listeners, Mr. Flamboyant?
Thing with you too. You know, I support everything you do too. The water. What's the name of that water you promote?
Oh my God, I got it right here. It's Kangen water. That's the ionized, electrolyzed water. It's a Japanese machine, right, that actually takes titanium and platinum plates with a saline solution and an electrical current, and it splits the water molecule and it puts molecular hydrogen in it. And so if you drink this water, I'm not even joking, first thing in the morning, you have like 2 glasses of it, you get energy. You're just like, whoa, it's better than coffee. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, that is awesome. Hit me up on that. You need one of those machines in your studio. Get all your artists drinking that.
There's a herb shop I seen in Marietta just yesterday. I seen that water. I said, and I thought about you.
That's awesome. Yeah, I actually drink it. I'm water bougie, we call it. You know, water. You like how you fashion bougie? I water bougie. Yeah, I can't leave my house without it. I even take my machine when I travel. I'm like, what? Call the hotel. I'm like, oh, do you got water ionizer in your building? And they're like, nope. I'm like, okay, straight in the bag. Right on. Well, you have a great day. Thank you for sharing with us today. I appreciate you joining us and all the gear. What's up? All right. Aloha.
Aloha.